In India, some government schemes offer free electricity to people with disabilities, but the details can vary by state. The Saubhagya scheme provides free electricity connections for economically poor households, and the PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana offers subsidies to install solar panels, potentially reducing or eliminating electricity bills. Additionally, some states may offer specific benefits or concessions for electricity bills based on disability status. Here's a more detailed breakdown. Saubhagya Scheme, Pradhan Mantri Sahaj Bijli Harghar Yojana. This scheme aims to provide free metered electricity connections to poor households, and those who are not poor are charged a fee for the connection. PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. This scheme offers subsidies to install solar panels on rooftops, potentially leading to free electricity or reduced bills by generating your own power. State-specific schemes. Some states may have additional schemes or concessions for electricity bills for persons with disabilities. For instance, the CHDSW Gov.in mentions a petrol subsidy for persons with disabilities who use motorized vehicles, which could indirectly affect electricity usage if related to transportation. Disability certificate. Having a disability certificate is often a requirement for accessing benefits and concessions related to electricity or other services. How to get more information? Check the National Portal of India. The National Portal of India and the National Portal of India websites can provide information on various government schemes, including those related to electricity and disability benefits. Visit the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, DPWD. The Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, DPWD, website may have information on specific schemes or benefits for people with disabilities. Contact local authorities. In Balupur, Varanasi, you can contact the local electricity department or the district administration to inquire about any specific schemes or benefits available for people with disabilities regarding electricity bills. In India, there isn't a specific law directly mandating a free or subsidized electricity bill for persons with disabilities. However, some states and electricity distribution companies, DISCOMs, offer concessions, rebates, or preferential treatment to certain categories of persons with disabilities, often based on their income and the severity of their disability. Here's a more detailed look. 1. National level policies and acts. Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act, 2016, RPWD Act. While the RPWD Act doesn't directly address electricity bills, it emphasizes the principles of equality, non-discrimination, and equal opportunities for persons with disabilities, which can be interpreted to include access to essential services like electricity. National Policy for Persons with Disabilities, 2006. This policy provides a framework for various aspects of disability, including welfare and empowerment, and may indirectly influence initiatives related to electricity concessions. National Trust for Welfare of Persons with Autism, Cerebral Palsy, Mental Retardation, and Multiple Disabilities Act, 1999. This act focuses on the welfare of specific categories of disabled individuals and may have provisions related to their access to essential services, including electricity. 2. State and local initiatives. State governments. Many states have their own schemes and policies that offer electricity concessions to specific categories of persons with disabilities. DISCOMs. Electricity distribution companies, DISCOMs, may have their own schemes to provide electricity concessions or preferential treatment to persons with disabilities, often based on their income and disability level. Specific schemes. Some states have schemes specifically targeting persons with disabilities, such as the Scheme for Providing Aids and Appliances, ADIP scheme, which might include providing devices that save energy or reduce electricity consumption. 3. Factors influencing concessions. Disability certificate. A disability certificate is typically required to claim any concessions or rebates. Income. Many schemes are based on income, with lower-income persons with disabilities being eligible for greater concessions. Type and severity of disability. Some schemes may differentiate between various types and severities of disabilities, with more severe cases potentially receiving larger benefits. State and local regulations. The specific rules and eligibility criteria for concessions can vary significantly between states and even DISCOMs. 4. How to obtain information. Contact local DISCOM. The first step is to contact your local electricity distribution company, DISCOM, and inquire about any concessions or rebates available for persons with disabilities. State government websites. Check the official websites of your state government's Disability Welfare Department for information on relevant schemes and policies. National Portal of India. The National Portal of India website may also provide information on schemes related to persons with disabilities. 5. Important note. It's crucial to remember that the availability and specific terms of electricity concessions for persons with disabilities can vary significantly depending on the state and local regulations. It's essential to inquire directly with the relevant authorities to determine your eligibility and the available benefits. The Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act, 2016, applies to the Department of Electricity, like any other government department or public entity. It mandates that the department ensure equal opportunities and non-discrimination for people with disabilities in all aspects of its operations. This includes employment, access to services, and the overall environment within the department. Key provisions and how they apply to the Department of Electricity. Non-discrimination. The Act prohibits discrimination against individuals with disabilities based on their disability. This means the Department of Electricity cannot deny services, employment opportunities, or opportunities for participation to individuals with disabilities based on their disability. Reasonable accommodation. The Act requires reasonable accommodation to be provided to persons with disabilities. This could include modifications to the workplace or service delivery to ensure that people with disabilities can access and utilize the services and facilities provided by the Department of Electricity. Accessible buildings. The Act mandates that public buildings, including those used by government entities like the Department of Electricity, must be accessible to people with disabilities. This includes ensuring that buildings have ramps, accessible restrooms, and other necessary features. Equal opportunity in employment. The Act promotes equal opportunity in employment for persons with disabilities. This includes reservation in government jobs, relaxation of age limits, and providing necessary support for persons with disabilities to succeed in their roles. Education and rehabilitation. The Act also emphasizes the importance of education and rehabilitation services for persons with disabilities. The Department of Electricity may need to collaborate with relevant authorities to ensure that educational opportunities and rehabilitation programs are accessible to people with disabilities. In summary, the Department of Electricity must adhere to the provisions of the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act, 2016, to ensure that people with disabilities have equal access to its services, employment opportunities, and that the department provides a supportive and inclusive environment for all its employees and stakeholders. While there isn't a specific government program that provides electricity bill rebates solely based on disability status, there are schemes and programs that offer benefits to individuals with disabilities, including potential assistance with utility bills. These include initiatives like the Unique Disability ID, UDID scheme, which can provide access to various government benefits, including Social Security and other welfare schemes that might offer utility bill support. Additionally, state governments may offer specific programs for individuals with disabilities, which could include utility bill assistance or subsidies. UDID and related benefits. Unique Disability ID, UDID. The UDID scheme is a national program that provides a unique identification card for individuals with disabilities, which can be used to access various government benefits and schemes. State-specific programs. Some state governments offer specific programs for individuals with disabilities, which could include utility bill assistance or subsidies. Social Security and welfare schemes. UDID can potentially be used to access Social Security schemes or other welfare schemes that may offer support with utility bills. How to obtain a UDID card. Register online. Visit the official UDID portal, www.swavlandbankcard.gov.in, and register. Apply online. Log into the portal and apply for the UDID card. Submit documents. Provide necessary documents like photo, income proof, and identity proof. Medical assessment. Attend a medical assessment by a designated authority to determine the disability and percentage. Certificate issuance. Once the assessment is complete, the UDID card and disability certificate will be issued. Utility bill assistance and subsidies. State government programs. Some state governments may offer specific programs for utility bill assistance or subsidies for individuals with disabilities. Social Security and welfare schemes. UDID can potentially be used to access Social Security schemes or other welfare schemes that may offer support with utility bills. Contact local authorities. For information on specific state or local programs, contact the relevant authorities in your area. Note: it's important to remember that the availability and specifics of these programs can vary depending on the state and local government. It is recommended to contact the relevant authorities for the most up-to-date information. A disability certificate is primarily used as legal proof of disability, particularly when claiming benefits, rights, or concessions related to disability. It serves as evidence that a person meets the criteria for being considered disabled, which often involves a certain percentage of impairment. The certificate is essential for accessing various schemes and provisions designed for people with disabilities. Legal significance. Proof of disability. The disability certificate is the official document that confirms a person's disability status and the extent of their disability. Eligibility for benefits. It is crucial for claiming various benefits and concessions offered to individuals with disabilities, such as tax exemptions, employment reservations, and other welfare schemes. Legal proceedings. In some legal contexts, particularly in cases involving compensation or disability-related discrimination, the certificate can be used as evidence. Obtaining a disability certificate. Assessment by medical authority. The process typically involves a medical assessment by a qualified medical authority who will determine the type and extent of the disability. Formal certificate issuance. The medical authority will then issue a disability certificate, which should clearly state the type, extent, and possibly the validity period of the disability. UDID card. In India, the Unique Disability ID, UDID, card is often issued along with the disability certificate, providing a standardized and unique identification for persons with disabilities. Example: a person with a 60% visual impairment, for instance, might need a disability certificate to access various concessions in areas like travel, employment, and income tax. The certificate would serve as legal proof of their disability and allow them to claim those benefits. Understanding the benefits of property tax exemptions. What is property tax? Exemptions under Section 24. Tax deductions under Section 80C. Exemption criteria and eligibility. Senior citizen exemption. Disability exemption. Agricultural land exemption. The process of availing property tax exemptions. Check eligibility. Gather documents. Submit application. Verification and approval. The final word. Maximizing savings through property tax exemptions. Frequently asked questions. Do property tax exemptions apply uniformly across all Indian states? Can I apply for multiple property tax exemptions simultaneously? Understanding the benefits of property tax exemptions. Property taxes are a significant part of homeownership, and understanding property tax exemptions can help you save money. In India, there are various property tax exemptions available to eligible individuals. This blog will guide you through the essentials of property tax exemptions, their benefits, and the eligibility criteria. What is property tax? Property tax is an annual levy imposed by state governments or local municipal corporations on tangible real estate assets. This tax applies to all property owners, including residential apartments and commercial premises. The amount of property tax is determined by various factors, such as the property's base value, built-up area, the owner's age, property type, construction type, category of use, and floor factor. Exemptions under Section 24. Section 24 of the Income Tax Act offers property owners tax exemptions. Full interest exemption for properties not inhabited by owners, regardless of the loan amount. Up to 2 rupees lack interest exemption for properties not occupied due to employment or business in another city. There are no deductions for brokerage or commission on loans or tenants. A maximum exemption of 2 rupees locks if property construction is completed within 3 years. Otherwise, a 30,000 rupees exemption. Tax deductions under Section 80C. Section 80C provides deductions on expenses like stamp duty, registration charges, and life insurance premiums up to 1.5 rupees lakhs. It also allows deductions on premiums for policies covering individuals, spouses, and children. Premiums should not exceed 10% post-April 1, 2012, or 20% pre-April 1, 2012, of the sum assured. Section 80D offers deductions for life insurance health riders, reducing taxable income for policyholders. Exemption criteria and eligibility. To qualify for property tax exemptions, you must meet specific criteria. These exemptions are designed to provide relief to particular individuals or properties. Let's explore some common property tax exemptions and their associated eligibility requirements. Senior citizen exemption. Senior citizens, usually 60 years or above, can avail themselves of property tax exemption for senior citizens. This property tax benefit for senior citizens aims to ease the financial burden on elderly individuals who own property. However, the age requirement may vary slightly based on the local government's regulations. It is best to consult a financial advisor to understand more about property tax for senior citizens in India. Disability exemption. People with disabilities are also eligible for property tax exemptions. The disability can be physical, mental, or both. The nature and extent of disability may affect the amount of exemption provided. Necessary documentation is usually required to avail of this exemption. The process of availing property tax exemptions. To avail of property tax exemptions, follow these general steps. Check eligibility. Review the specific criteria for the desired exemption. Then, visit the local government's website or consult a tax professional to ensure you meet the requirements and are eligible to be exempt from taxes. Gather documents. Collect necessary paperwork like age proof, disability certificates, or land ownership documents. Prepare all the required documents. Submit application. Formally apply for the property tax exemption with the relevant local government authority. Include all the specified documents and information. Verification and approval. The local government will assess your application and supporting documents. They may conduct verification to ensure accuracy and eligibility. Once approved, you will be notified of your exemption status. The final word: maximizing savings through property tax exemptions. The availability of property tax exemptions allows homeowners. Thanks and watching.